So anything that enhances that is good. And so I started off shooting pretty much only landscapes. And over time, I branched out into wildlife photography. And now I've branched out into a bunch of other genres. I mean, I'm still mostly focused on landscape and wildlife photography, but I like to do other types of photography, like street photography, in my spare time. It's kind of like my own personal hobby, I guess. Photography is all consuming. And so when I want to take a break from what I do for a living, I go out and shoot something that I typically don't shoot. And so I dabble in street photography, astrophotography, a few other things here and there. And I just find that each genre is different. It forces you to approach your subjects in a different way, and then you can transport those techniques into the other types of photography that you do. I mean, I've always felt like the very best musicians are crossover artists, musicians that can do multiple genres and then they mix and match those genres into their work. And it just produces this really fresh, unique sound. And so I feel the same way about photography.
It's actually the comparison to music is a really good one. I feel, this happens on this podcast a lot. Those of you who are listening to the podcast on a regular basis will know that I frequently reference music because I had a career in music before I started with photography originally. And the thing is, I always say, from a guitarist perspective, when you learn how to play the guitar, you learn different bits of songs from different bands. You might learn a guitar solo. You might learn bits of guitar solos from Hendrix and I don't know Eddie Van Halen and Steve Vai and Joe Satriani, whoever. And it's like throwing different ingredients into a pot. You boil it up for 10 years or something, and what comes out at the end is sort of your unique personal style.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly right. And I think that's part of the reason why I started branching out and doing other types of photography is that I was looking to explore the contours of my own personal style. I mean, I think the moment when I decided to branch out was when I realized that I wasn't just chasing beautiful landscape scenes. I wasn't just chasing the light, that I was chasing magical moments. And that really was at the essence of photography, was capturing those unique fleeting moments. And those moments can happen with landscape photography, but they're all over the place. I mean, they happen with wildlife photography, street photography, any type of photography. You're looking for those magical moments. And I'd see these magical moments constantly happening around me. And I'm like, why am I not taking out my camera? Why am I just forcing myself into this narrow box of only landscape photography? And so once I started chasing those magical moments, instead of just chasing those beautiful landscape scenes, I that's when I branched out and began to explore new ways of seeing. And I was able to more fully map out the contours of my own personal style.
And I can see the sort of similarities between, or the close connection, let's say, between certain styles. Like, let's say, wildlife, let's say landscape photography and wildlife photography. You can sort of see how that happens. You're trying to photograph a beautiful landscape and I don't know, some deer walks into the shot and you go, that's a good shot. I'm going to take that, you know? Or, wedding photography and portrait photography, for instance. I think that works really well together because ultimately when you're shooting a wedding, you end up taking portraits of the bride and the groom and people at the wedding. How did you end up in street photography?
Well, I mean, that was just something to kind of fill the creative void when I wasn't traveling. And so, I'm always going to these beautiful locations all around the world. But every now and then, I'm stuck at home, and I felt like I just didn't have a creative outlet. And so I started thinking, well, what's nearby? What can I photograph? And where I live, there aren't any nearby natural areas really. I live in the Minneapolis area right now for the past 10 years, and there's not a lot of beautiful landscape scenery that's within 4 or 5 hours of a drive. And there's also not a huge amount of wildlife. But one thing that I do have is a city. So I said, "Well, what the heck? I'll just go into the city, maybe do some cityscapes, maybe try some street photography just for fun." And that's really kind of why it started. It was just a way of having a creative outlet when I wasn't otherwise traveling. And I quickly realized that it was more than just a creative outlet, that it really was something that was going to improve my photography overall. And, as I said earlier, these different genres, there's different ways of seeing the world that are required for them. And so street photography was something completely different from anything that I'd ever done before. But I feel that the lessons I learned in developing my street photographs and kind of building that creative muscle were lessons that I could bring over into my landscape and my wildlife photography. So, like with street photography, the moment is so important, and there's also you're required to see the abstract artistic qualities of everyday objects and people. And the decisive moment, which is the phrase coined by the very famous street photographer Henri Cartier-Bresson, is that moment when these ephemeral visual elements come together. So it's the moment when there's a shadow on the street corner and someone walks by, and those compositional shapes interact and form something that's photogenic, something that's pleasing to the eye. And so I've learned to take this approach of seeing everything in terms of the abstract artistic elements that they create and finding a way to fit all those pieces together. I've taken that approach into my wildlife and my landscape photography. So, I as you said earlier, I like to joke around about how I shoot wildlife like a landscape photographer. And I find that I do that a lot when I'm doing my wildlife photography. And when I'm doing my landscape photography, I'm thinking like a street photographer. I'm thinking about the magic of the moment. So I'm waiting for the cloud to drift into the perfect position to work with other compositional elements. And, to me, that's something that, if I hadn't branched out and tried that new genre of photography, I probably wouldn't have been thinking about the world in that way. And I think I would have missed a lot of opportunities as a result.
It's actually a really interesting point. Tim Wallace once told me that great car photography is essentially landscape photography with a car in it. And, and I never. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed that clip, then press here for the full episode in glorious Technicolor. Hey, and don't forget to subscribe.